Manchester United are an absolute mess. You don't need me to explain that. Manager after manager, strategy after strategy. It is time to go back to square one, which is why I introduce you to the class of 25. Today, I will be going out and scouting 6 players to try replicate the great success of the class of 92 from Manchester United. That will take this absolute mess of a club back to the top of English and European football. So here is the strategy. This season, I must find 6 players to replicate the class of 92. We need an English right midfielder to replicate David Beckham, an English centre midfielder to replicate Nicky Butt, a Welsh left midfielder to replicate Ryan Giggs, an English right back and left back to replicate the Neville brothers, and an English centre midfielder to replicate Paul Scholes. And we have to get these guys into the youth academy by the end of season number 1. Then as we move into season number 2, we will be promoting these guys to the senior starting 11, and they must remain in the starting 11 from there. And our objective, just like the class of 92, is to win a Champions League title within 7 seasons. What happens to the rest of the squad is up to me completely. I'm going to be putting my rebuilding expertise to the test, but we need to find the class of 25. Let's begin. And I mean, I was hoping our youth academy would help us out here. We only have 1 Englishman in the entire youth academy. It'd be all right if I was going for Russians, or is that Luxembourg or Liechtenstein or something? But I'm going to be releasing all of these guys. Although, to be fair, I might keep these 2 youth academy goalkeepers. They look like they have half decent potential, and they don't take up a spot that we have to have a class of 25 player in. But it is no surprise that I want 5-star scouts around the board. We've already got a 4-star, 5-star. But I want to see if we can put our budget towards other 5 stars. Okay, 5-star, 4-star here. There we go. We get a Slovenian 5-star, 5-star scout. So I'm sending my 5-star, 5-star scout to England, trying to find a left back, center midfielder, right midfielder, and right back. Screw it. I'm firing young. I want to see if I can find another 5-star, 5-star to go for Giggs. There we go. It was worth it. A North Macedonian scout, 5-star, 5-star, perfect. And now we wait. We try finding all of these class of 25 players. I will keep you up to date with the progress. And when it comes to the starting 11, I'm going to be rocking this season at Manchester United. I'm actually going to keep the 3 at the back formation for this year. Get Lenny Yoro in there. Get some of the younger players that have opportunities to stay in the starting 11. Get them some game time. Like, unfortunately, unless I change the formation massively, Mainu and Ugarte aren't going to be massive parts. Amad Diallo and Garnacho aren't going to be massive parts. And eventually, I'm going to have to change to a 4 at the back to accommodate the Neville brothers. So I'm just going to keep it this way for now. Our first scouting report is in though, fellas. Let's see if we have struck gold from the jump. Starting off here in Wales. I mean, down to the bottom, there are some decent players here. The potential for these 2 guys, Rodri Thomas and Lloyd Scale, looks decent. I'm getting them in the youth academy immediately. The way I go about looking for a good youth academy player is if they have decent overall and great potential. So like Michael Prowse, I would be tempted to bring in the academy, but his potential is absolutely garbage. But then Harry Rees, the value also pays dividends, and it's something to watch out for. So I'm going to sign him just on the off chance. But I send my English scout to look for all these different players, and he only brings me back 5 different players. Some of them look half decent. This overall of Benjamin Ball, I'm gonna sign him up, hoping that his overall is crazy from the jump. Hopefully it's closer to 77. Stanley Small's gonna get signed up. Feels like he's only giving me left midfielders and right midfielders, the David Beckham right now. Benjamin Ball is 65 rated, so I'm gonna try to harness these guys' potentials as much as possible. I'm only gonna show you guys when I find somebody decent from now on. Charlie Harries looks quality. I think we're gonna be all right when it comes to finding the next Ryan Giggs. Honestly, I've got to be cutthroat now with the Welsh players. I've got a nice foundation. I'm only allowing superstar prospects into the academy. When you have 93 potential, the value's not great, but 93 potential gets you in for the short term. All right, we finally found some right backs. Unfortunately, he looks absolutely horrid. To start off here with England, I'm just going to have to promote a few decent players that look all right, because we have to get players in regardless. Okay, I think we've finally found somebody quality at the right back role. Luke Davies, 75 to 94 potential, £1.6 million value. Get this man into the academy immediately. And already our youth academy is full. All right, I might have to cut some players before players have 1 more month, and I'm going to start cutting players. Not with a box cutter. Don't sue me. JarradHD does not cut children with box cutters. All right, unfortunately, my 2 goalkeepers haven't panned out too well. So Theodore Welsh and Bilal Ahmed, you guys are out. And Benjamin Ball's fallen off a cliff. I mean, he's 66 overall. He's an option for the left midfield. He's English as well. I need to convert his bloody position. All right, sorry, Elliot Parker. You're out of here, mate. Rest of you guys can stay. I'm hoping we don't find some crazy... Probably the next guy I would let go is this Albert Miles guy. But we are struggling for English midfielders at the moment, so he gets a pass on that. Honestly, look how many good Welsh midfielders I have already in the squad. You need to be like a 94 potential, 65 overall already now to get promoted as a Ryan Giggs redo, which is why someone like Alan Moss is getting rejected. Even Curtis Broderick, I would probably promote him previously, but he gets rejected. Lloyd Ace, that overall, that value's not doing it for me, man. But Michael Driscoll, again, the potential is quality. All right, I'm signing him up. But then Bryn Evans, you're out. Bro, this is so frustrating. The potential on these guys are awesome, but they're only 13 years of age. I won't even be able to promote them to the senior team next year. I need guys that are 15, 16, 17, like a Henry Hayes. That works out brilliantly. Oh, I wanted to do a youth academy game. I'm just going to have to bring a goalkeeper in. I'm going to have to do a 1-month scouting expedition. Let's use our open slot and just bring in a goalkeeper. You know what? Peter Schmeichel was the goalkeeper in the 1999 Champions League finals. So let's go get ourselves a Danish goalkeeper. All right, I'm bringing in Mikael Andersen as our goalkeeper. He kind of looks half decent. I might have just accidentally uncovered a beast. And immediately he's recalled. Unfortunately, Gavin Leaf, you have to go. I'm going to have to be cutthroat, especially with these Welsh players. And Benjamin Ball, your overall is quality, man, but your potential is not that great. I need to release you. I'm bringing in Luca Frost. And honestly, all we need now is to get another English right back. I could convert one of these guys to a left back, and we would have options for every player of the class of 92. It's just a matter of refining them to find the best possible players. We're having a crack with the team, though, in a youth tournament. Let's take on Man City, a Youth Cup quarterfinal, which is a Manchester derby. See if we can find anybody who stands out. They could go a long way to becoming a superstar of the future in just this one match. That's not a good start. Go on, Frost. Frost! Oh, he's hit the post. Go on, Miles. Doesn't have the pace, but he has the strength. Miles hits the post. We do not have a very good finishing bunch here. Hog's a beast, man. There we go. Miles is going to score. We've got some decent players right now. I'm impressed. Miles and Frost, the Scholes / Nicky Butt and David Beckham players. They were the most impressive on ground just then. All right, so I've been going about my business. We're into the final few months of the season. We have a few months to find our players that we're going to have to stick with for the next 7 years. And we are struggling to find the Neville brothers. So I'm starting up a new mission here, and I'm looking exclusively for right backs and left backs. Give me as many as possible. But 2 players have already come to us saying they want to get promoted to the senior team. Austin Miles and Luke Davies. I'm going to pull the trigger on Luke Davies. I can always release him before the end of the season, but I want to make sure he doesn't walk away. I'm promoting Luke Davies. Could potentially be our next Gary Neville. Austin Miles, on the other hand, I mean, he is higher rated than Hogg by Noah Hogg, but he's got way worse potential. Zach Hooper is definitely the guy at the center midfield role for me right now. I'm releasing Albert Miles. Sorry, mate. It is decision day, though, ladies and gentlemen. We've got our right back. I mean, Teddy Hutchinson looked like he'd be a great prospect long-term. At left back, Blake Rogers, in our limited time, is the guy that I'm promoting to the senior team. For our Ryan Giggs, I am going with Michael Dacey. Left with very few options, though, for Paul Scholes and Nicky Butt, but I'm going to have Noah Hogg coming in along with Zachary Hooper. Hooper has me a little more hopeful. And for the next David Beckham, I'm going purely based off of the potential. The overall slightly lower than Stanley Small, but I'm going with Henry Haynes as our David Beckham. So the rest of these guys, thank you for auditioning for the class of 25, but it is time to say goodbye. You know what? Mikael Andersen, you can stay. But now as we move into season number 2, let the fun begin. Season 2 is here. This is what our starting lineup now looks like. Dacey in at the left mid role, Rogers at left back, Hooper and Hogg at the center midfield role, Haynes and Davies at right midfield and right back respectively. But we have got to spend a lot of this year cleaning out the squad because there are so many positions, basically every position, where our class of 25 player is not the desired player. They are not first choice in terms of the pecking order. So I'm clearing out this team. And the first of many transfers has begun here in season 2. Diogo Dalot heads to Arsenal. Also, we're about to have a bloody war chest after I sell all these players. We might genuinely have like £500 million to spend in January. And quite expectedly, we have received some loan offers for players for Henry Haynes. I am not allowed to sell any of these players, send them off on loan they have to be in the starting 11. So honestly, I'm just going to go out now and I'm going to block offers for all of our youth academy players. Amad Diallo, as much as it hurts me, is sold. And Marui heads to Tottenham. Casemiro heads back to La Liga with Bilbao. Malacia joins Bournemouth. Luke Shaw joins Chelsea. Selling all of these big name players to our Premier League title rivals is probably going to hurt us, but it has to be done. Manuel Ugarte. Arsenal are going to have a title. Arsenal is going to win the league this year. I'm calling it. Jadon Sancho joins Big Ange at Tottenham. Anthony's looking for a second lease on life at Atalanta. Oh, I feel absolutely sick in the guts about this one, but it has to be done. Alejandro Garnacho joins Chelsea. Mason Mount joins Brighton. Hooper scores 9 minutes into his debut, though. It is only a preseason friendly, but that's a good omen. Harry Amas joins FC Nantes. I don't know if I necessarily needed to do that. He was below Davies in the pecking order, but I'm just crossing all my T's and dotting all my I's. Does Davey know what's going on right now? Brother, you do not need to worry about being in the starting 11. You've got a lifetime spot. You could stink up the joint, have the fans protesting to have you released, and you would still be starting. You're above the level of a Nepo baby at this point. And perhaps the final of the big name players that I'm going to sell this season, it is Marcus Rashford. It's an interesting one. He heads to Chelsea. Another left midfielder for them. Allied fellas, Kobe Mainoo's also got to go. This is another transfer that just makes me feel sick because he is a career mode beast. Tottenham, Big Ange, I have done you solid today, mate. But we are good to go, ladies and gentlemen. This is what the starting 11 now looks like. And all I want this year is for the class of 25 to hit the ground running, especially players like Hogg, Haynes, and Davies, who are lagging a little bit behind Hooper, Dacey, and Rogers. I need them to get dynamic player potential on their side. The clock begins, though. We have this year and 6 more after it to try winning a Champions League title. And I didn't expect us to win a Champions League this year, but we will not be able to compete for it. We are in the Europa League, and honestly, we might take a while to even get to the Champions League. We do have about £500 million in our transfer budget. Might spend some of it in January because it might be worthwhile making sure the rest of the squad is so solid that having some lower rated players doesn't affect our performance. We finished 11th in the Premier League this year, which is honestly par for the course. That was kind of what I expected, and it feels like something right now that Manchester United fans would actually welcome with open arms. I did elect not to make any business though in January. It didn't feel necessary, so I put a lot of that money into our coaching system, trying to get 5 stars all over the board there. But we were on 48 points. I can live with that. I'm more worried about, I called it. Arsenal destroyed the Premier League this year. We kind of helped them with that. But I'm more focused on how our young fellas went. Bournemouth, Millwall, and Sunderland go down. We went out to Arsenal in the 4th round of the FA Cup and to Tottenham in the 4th round of the Carabao. We did finish 6th, though, in the Europa League, meaning we automatically go through to the round of 16, which we lose to Napoli on penalties. Our young fellas, though, went toe-to-toe with Napoli. I'm pretty impressed with that. Blake Rogers played all of the games, got himself 1 goal, 1 assist, but gets himself up to a 67 overall. It's an alright start. Luke Davies up to a 67, which I am pumped about. He was one of the guys I was kind of nervous, so that's a +3 growth for him. Michael Dacey, the Ryan Giggs reincarnation, 20 goal contributions, up to a 70 overall. That is gonna sky boost his dynamic player potential. Noah Hogg to a 68 and Zachary Hooper to a 71. Both of them having very good seasons. Noah Hogg, 18 goal contributions. So far, this is going swimmingly. Let's bring it home strong with Henry Haynes. Not an insane level of growth, up to a 67, but he does get himself 18 goal contributions as well. That's all I want in the first 3 or 4 seasons. Really good seasons on the park, so dynamic player potential sends them skyward. Joshua Zirkzee did absolutely crush it this year, though. He's made the starting striker spot his own and got himself 19 goal contributions. All in all, though, that was a beautiful season under our belt. So my current strategy coming into season 3 is, okay, there are certain positions, half of our squad, where we're only going to have the one player the entire video, but every other player why not have the 3 best players in the world in that position on our squad? So that is exactly why I am signing Gregor Kobel as our new goalkeeper in the game. Have him at a 90 overall and Andre Onana, who's 87 rated, as our backer. So we have paid £81 million to bring him from Dortmund. And I know this transfer right here is not realistic at all, but neither is the class of 92 being reincarnated to save Manchester United. But we're going to sign William Saliba to join our backline, 89 overall. Personally, I love this strategy and I cannot wait to see it progress over the next few years. But more importantly, I cannot wait to see how the class of 25 progresses. All of the guys that are in their 60s, my goal for them this year is to have them into the 70s. I think Davies and Hogg are going to get there. Haynes and Rogers need to do that though. Dacey and Hooper, honestly, the sky is the limit with these two. Every year from here on in, my goal needs to be qualification for the Champions League. We need to get as many shots as possible in this limited time window. But once again, it's getting proven that this is going to be a tougher challenge than I thought. Once again, we finish 11th in the Premier League with 11 draws and 11 wins. I wanted to make a push for the Champions League, but we were not even close. Man City winning the Premier League this year. And to add insult to injury, Blake Rogers, he's still got so much time on his side, but things are starting to get concerning. Spent half the season injured, 0 goals, 0 assists, and just +1 growth. But then on the other hand, you have players like Luke Davies, 46 appearances, 2 goals, but he enters the 70s. Michael Dacey gets 10 goal contributions up to a 73. Noah Hogg has gone from somebody that I was very nervous about even succeeding in this to now being one of our better players. 73 overall, 10 goal contributions. Zachary Hooper, 76. So really, it is Blake who is giving us the biggest headaches. Henry Haynes enters the 70s as well, 8 goal contributions. It's steady progress, steady progress. But to end this season, we will have Daniel Gore and Toby Collier walking away on free transfers. I couldn't sell them on proper transfers, so I'm just going to let their contracts expire. So it hasn't really affected our center midfielders. But again, I just want to make things as smooth as possible. And with all these guys, their contracts expire next year. So I want to re-up and I want to get them crucial first team player roles to guarantee that they feel, look, offers them a sporadic. I want to give them crucial or important first team so they know that they are superstars, so they know that they are a part of the future of this club. Crucial first team for Luke Davies. They want sporadic. Have some faith in yourself, Luke. This is the same guy that asked me for game time last season. Does he take important? He'll take important. But 5 years, get them all on good money. Make sure they feel valued at Old Trafford. And I'm going to do that with all of these guys as we push into season number 4. Oh, I'm leaning into the unrealism right now, lads. You're about to see. There it is. Yep. Some of you guys, if you came here expecting a realistic video, then I'm sure your illusion has just been shattered. Erling Haaland is going to join us. I don't want to finish 11th again this year. I want to make sure that once our class of 25 is up to scratch, that we can be competing for a Champions League that season. We don't have 11 years to do this. We have 7 years, which is shrinking by the season. So we have dropped, look at this number. We have dropped 166,784,560. We have dropped a lot of money on Erling Haaland to come to United. If this happened in real life, chaos would ensue. And another player I've signed on our quest to try building out the reserves, the best reserves possible. We've signed Giorgio Scalvini from Real Sociedad. We might be lacking with half of our squad, but the other half we have is absolutely incredible. I am filled with confidence though, because Davies has potential to be special status. Dacey has the exciting prospect tag. Noah Hogg, potential to be special. Hooper, exciting prospect. Henry Haynes, exciting prospect. But Blake Rogers, the Phil Neville reincarnation, has no status symbol. We need to get him some sort of status. But lads, if you are enjoying this different sort of video, make sure you leave a like on the video. And if you aren't already subscribed and you've made it to this point, make sure you go and scorpion kick that subscribe button down below. I enjoy doing these sort of different type of rebuild, not rebuild type videos. So if you have any suggestions on future videos like this I should do, I'm all ears in the comment section. Oh, there's progress. At least there's progress. I'm putting my faith in the process. I'm trusting the process. We've got to win the Champions League title by the 2032 Champions League if we want to keep the 7-year window like United had in 1992 to 1999. I'm just trusting that once we get the players up to the level, it's all just going to fall into place. 8th in the Premier League this year. Round of 16 in the FA Cup. As a Fulham fan, I'm choosing not to even acknowledge this result. And yeah, stinker. You know things aren't going well when we're losing a QPR in the Carabao Cup. Blake Rogers. There is a spark. There is a spark with Blake Rogers. Gets a full season under his belt. 3 goals, which I'm not too bothered about. 11 clean sheets, but he gets some growth and gets some game time. All right, Luke Davies to a 74. Macy cracks to a gold ultimate team card. He hits 76. Noah Hogg is that guy. He's 78. Now Hooper. Is Hooper going to be 80? Zachary Hooper is 80. All right, our midfield is going strong. How are we going at the right midfield role with Haynes? Henry Haynes, a decent year on the park, gets himself up to a 74. Erling Haaland up to a 94. He's going to be hitting 30 years of age coming into the final season or two. So, I'm just hopeful. If we can get as many of these guys to the 80 marker as possible, I think we're going to be in a great situation. Rogers might end up lagging behind, but if we can drag if we can get him at least to like a 75, 76 by the final season, we might be in with a crack. I am going to be saying goodbye to Harry Maguire, though, letting his contract expire. Here we are entering the 2028-29 season. We have to win a Champions League title by the 2031-32 season. We need Champions League football. And one of the problems, I suppose you could say, by not getting Champions League football, by starting to fall down the table with United, is that we have our budget decreasing. We will not be able to spend that type of money that we spent on Erling Haaland last season. So I'm going to bring in the Ukrainian attacking midfielder Sudakov. It's funny that he's going to be a backup player, but gets the marquee player signing animation. But Sudakov will be the perfect backup to Bruno Fernandes. That being said, he also can play center midfielder, so I'm really hoping that he doesn't take game time away from Zachary Hooper and Noah Hogg, who both still have the potential to be special and exciting prospect tags. Perfect. Yep, Dacey's still exciting prospect. Luke Davies still potential to be special. Where are you, Blake? How about Blake? Blake Rogers still doesn't have a tag, though. I'm nervous he's just going to be the guy that falls behind massively. I need big growth out of you this year, Blake. And yeah, Henry Haynes, exciting prospect. We had to front load our progress in this video, so now I'm just trusting in the foundations that I've laid. Hogg, please get to the 80s. Hooper, please grow. Hey, Ryan Gigg, Dacey, he's out on international duty with Wales, so that's a good sign that he's got international pedigree now. But let's see what this season has in store. The penny dropped. Trusting the process has paid off brilliantly. I have jumped straight out of the calendar into the table now. I am so curious to see what our young guys are looking at, what the class of 25 are looking at. But we have finished 8 points clear at the top of the Premier League. Manchester United are heading to the Champions League next season. Unfortunately, we lost in the quarterfinals of the FA Cup to Arsenal and the round of 16 of the FA Cup to Arsenal. Blake Rogers up to a 74. Like I said, if he could get to a 75, I'd be happy. So that's keeping up to date with that. He's definitely going to be the weakest link of this team. Luke Davies to a 78. Brilliant. Gets 4 assists. Macy, almost at the 80 marker himself, gets 4 goals, 5 assists. But now the part that I'm most excited about, our midfielders. Noah Hogg is 83. Zachary Hooper is 84. Brilliant. And they didn't get their game time taken off them from Sudakov joining the side. Sudakov seems like a great super sub, but Hooper and Hogg got the game time still. Bruno Fernandes starting to go down. Henry Haynes, though, hanging a little bit behind. That's a pretty poor season from him, to be honest. He might get to the point where Blake is going to be higher rated than him. That's concerning. Erling Haaland, though, oh my God. I'm glad I decided to abandon any type of realism, because Erling Haaland getting 40 goal contributions in a season is unbelievable. I am letting a lot of players' contracts expire, though, here. A lot of our lower rated guys, their contracts are going to expire, and I'm going to replace them with highly rated players. I'm hoping now winning the league is going to get us a crazy budget. I want to make sure outside of our 6 class of 25 players that everybody else on the squad is a superstar. But we now have an awesome opportunity as we head into next season to complete this challenge ahead of schedule, which is something I didn't think I'd get to say if you asked me at the start of this year. Kicking off season number 6 here, I've brought in a 3rd string goalkeeper. It's James Trafford, who is 84 rated. We have paid a very reasonable £28 million to bring him in from Lens. I've also brought in another Englishman, Jarrad Brandplate from Nottingham Forest. 86 rated, he's going to be like our 5th string centre-back. That is ridiculous. And the 3rd string attacking midfielder that we're bringing in is Gruder. 85 rated, the German joins us from West Ham. £60 million on a third string attacking midfielder is wild, but I'm here for it. And with all those guys leaving after last season, look at how stacked our bench is. Trafford makes it to the reserves. We have 90 rated Xerxes sitting on the reserves. Sudakov, Hoyland, Gruder. This team here, like these players here, could push for a Premier League title in their own right, and now they're just sitting on our bench. So we've given all of the foundations we can. We just need to get the class of 25 continually growing here. I'm looking at you, Rodgers and Haynes. Big years needed from you lads. I mean, it's not like I can threaten them. I have nobody to replace them with. The Champions League is the big dog we are after this year, though. We need to be pushing for a Champions League title. We start things off in September, away in France against Lille. October, it is Club Brugge into Ghent, so not too bad of a start, but things heat up here. Roma and AC Milan, two Italian sides in November. December, we have Red Bull Salzburg, and January, we ended up with Slavia Praha and Villarreal. Okay, if we can survive the two Italian sides, I actually think that's a pretty weak Champions League draw. If we're not getting into the automatic spots to the round of 16, I'm going to be disappointed. 6th in league phase play. Beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Only 2 losses. We are automatically into the round of 16, and the dream of winning a Champions League this year, earlier than the class of 99, is live. But we skip the playoffs, and we will see who we're versing in the round of 16. And in the round of 16, we have Monaco. Monaco took out Manchester City, which is huge scalping. We cannot take Monaco lightly. This is my first time looking at the side for this season, though, and Hooper and Hogg have exploded. Absolutely exploded here. Dynamic. This is why I love dynamic player potential. Hogg had crap potential when he was in the youth academy. Now he's 87 rated and is going to be higher more than likely than Bruno Fernandes by the end of the season. We are away in Monaco, though, the Principality of Monaco, and we come away. It had to be. Hooper and Hogg, the two lads, are going to be our goal scorers. That is beautiful. We just got to hold on and get ourselves into the Champions League quarterfinals. 3-1 at Old Trafford. We lose 5-4. What? We've lost that 4-1 on aggregate. What has actually happened? I was so high on my own supply right there, and we have just had one of the biggest bottle jobs in Champions League history. 4-1 to Monaco. I could have simulated this game 100 times, and I don't think that would have happened once. But we have now just lost 4-1 to Monaco, and we are out of the Champions League. What the actual hell has happened? Oh my God. I don't think I've ever had a loss that bad in my channel's history. That now means we have so much pressure to get ourselves top 4 football via the Premier League. Because if we don't get top 4 football and we can't play Champions League next year, then we won't be able to complete this challenge. Next year is the last year. Next year is 21, 31, 32. Oh my God. Okay, we will get one last opportunity next season. We have won back-to-back Premier League titles with Manchester United. We have the exact same goal differential as Arsenal, but our goals for win us the Premier League title. We also won the Community Shield over Arsenal, but we lost to Wigan in the FA Cup. That's a huge scalping for them. Wigan did the double over us. Wigan beat us in the League Cup as well. What are they putting in the water there? Inter Milan ended up winning the Champions League, though. Monaco got beaten in the quarterfinals. Okay, I still can't believe the way we lost in the round of 16. That was wild. Blake Rodgers to a 76. All right, that's above expectations. If you can hopefully get to like 78 next year, I'd be happy with that. Luke Davies is finally stepping up. He's 81 overall. Michael Dacey also 81. Hogg ends up at an 88. Is Hooper? Hooper stayed at an 87. Noah Hogg, 16 and 11. He's going to get into the 90s next year. I cannot believe it. We have literally found one of the world's best midfielders. Bruno down to an 87, though. I'm going to have a question on my hands whether I give Sudakov the starting spot next year. Dependent on our budget, I honestly might go out and try getting like a Florian Wirtz or somebody that's in the 90s at the attacking midfield spot. Henry Haynes at a 79 overall, though. Haaland to a 95 gets himself 31 goals. Oh, I love the way this has turned out. But if we're unable to win a Champions League next year, it's all been for nothing. All right, we've been given £186 million. I'm going in for one of the world's best midfielders. Here's my shortlist. Jude Bellingham, 94 rated. Jamal Musiala, 93 rated. Florian Wirtz, 92. Cole Palmer, 89. And Arda Güler, 90. Now, I'm probably going to take Palmer off the list here. Love the dude to death, but We may as well just keep Sudakov, who's 88 in that case. Jude Bellingham might be out of our price range. He might be a little too much, but Jamal Musiala has 12 months remaining on his contract, meaning we can get him and still have about £50 million in the bank potentially. I want Jamal Musiala. I just want to get it over the line. I'm going to offer 130, which is still an absolute bargain. But in comparison to what we could have potentially got him for, it's definitely overpaying. And no surprise to see Bayern Munich accepting that one. I have not used Jamal Musiala in a video in a long time. I'm kind of pumped to have him in this side. Let's get this deal over the line and get ourselves in incredible contention to complete the challenge this year. How much do you want, Jamal? He's on 300k at Bayern Munich. I'll offer you 300k. If you want more, let me know. He wants more. Thanks for letting me know, Jamal. We accept that one. Come on now. This video has just gone beyond my wildest dreams. This video, I haven't splashed the cash on so many ludicrous signings in so long, but I'm hopeful that Jamal Musiala is the final piece to the puzzle that is going to make Manchester United and the Class of 25 champions of Europe. This is the team we need to take us to glory. Absolutely unbelievable. Hooper and Hogg are freaks, man. The other four, we need them to pick it up slightly, but still, I'm hoping we have enough to get us a Champions League title, especially with the depth of this squad. It's unbelievable. Imagine if I'd built a squad like that and the best I got was a Champions League round of 16 choke job. That would not be good. But when it comes to the league phase this year, things start off a lot more difficult than last year. We have the Champions League winners from last year, Inter Milan in September. October, we have Sporting and Braga, so two Portuguese sides. Then we have Villarreal once again, just like last year, followed by Young Boys. So it's not too bad besides Inter Milan. Atalanta in December. January, we're away at the Camp Nou against Barca, which is tough. And we rounded out against Ajax. So Inter Milan, Barcelona, our two toughest opponents on paper. I want a top 8 spot again. I want automatic round of 16 again. Well, that makes me feel good. Undefeated in the Champions League phase. Top of the table, baby. 22 points. We're going to skip the playoffs. Let's get back to the round of 16 and not get eliminated this time. Also, our hunt for 3 Premier League titles in a row is going beautifully right now. 8 points clear at the top there. Not that it matters. This is the last season, the last opportunity, which has me a million times more nervous because we lose and that's the video done. And don't look down at how long there is to go in the video. I might just include 5 minutes of black footage at the end, of black screen, so that you guys can't get bamboozled into when we're going to lose or win. But here we go, round of 16, and we have got Stade Rennais. Another game, just like Monaco, that on paper I thought we should have been winning. Let's not bottle it. Let's not bottle it like last time. Hogg is at a 90 overall. Dacey 82, Haynes 80, Davies 82, Rogers 77, which I'm actually cool with. Here we go. Away in France for the first leg against Stade Rennais. We come away with a 1-0 advantage. Not as big of an advantage as I hoped, but an advantage nonetheless. But after the way things ended last year, I'm not feeling confident right now. Just put this to bed, lads. Put it to bed. Come on, United. Come on, United. 2-1. Hooper, Haaland, they score the goals. We're heading to the Champions League quarterfinals. Quarterfinal time, we have got AC Milan. Also, Monaco took out Barcelona in the round of 16, which is huge from them. But we have AC Milan here into the quarterfinals. Let's get ourselves to the final 4. To the San Siro we head for the first leg. Away against AC Milan. Come on, United. Strong first leg. Strong first leg. Hooper, he's been a goal-scoring machine. Hooper and Hogg, of course. I feel like I've seen them score more goals in simulations than I have Haaland. They give us the lead to take back to Old Trafford. 2-1 up. Here we go. Come on, United. Keep it pushing. Keep it pushing. Scoreless draw would be fine. Scoreless draw, a 1-1 draw. That's fine by me. No injuries, no suspensions. Hooper is going to get us into the Champions League semi-finals. Monaco, okay, we have to be the favorites right now. Semi-finals, we have Leipzig. The other semi-final is Bilbao and Monaco. Here we go. Also, I should preface this, in real life, in 1999, Manchester United won the treble. We are on track still to push for a Champions League title. We've made it to the FA Cup final, and we are 6 points clear at the top of the Premier League. We may also do a treble, but we're going to need to get past RB Leipzig if we want to get ourselves into a Champions League final. First leg in Manchester, 2-1. 2-1, Hooper and Haaland, 2-1 up as we head to Germany. Come on, lads. This is our tournament to lose. To Leipzig we go. 2-1 up against Red Bull Leipzig, and we do them with ease. Haaland brace, Hog goal. We're heading to a Champions League final. 5-1 aggregate victory. That is massive. And excitingly, we are going to get our opportunity at revenge as we verse AS Monaco in the Champions League final. I want to see if we can have a chance at this treble. We're at Wembley Stadium. It's the FA Cup final against Brighton and Hove Albion. Is the treble dream alive? No, it is not. We lose in the FA Cup final to Brighton. Oh my God, the treble dream is not going to happen. We almost bottled the Premier League title though. We had a shocking end to the season, but we have won the Premier League title, 1 point clear of Chelsea. Frustrating. I would have almost rather lost the Premier League title because then I wouldn't have had the opportunity for the treble. God damn it, Brighton. But can the class of 25 successfully win a Champions League title here? Monaco beat us in crazy circumstances last year. I do not want that happening again here. Champions League final versus Monaco. Manchester United. It is Dacey. Dacey is the goal scorer. The class of 25 are going to be European champions. And the thing I love about this the most is how much of a key role the class of 25 played in this Champions League victory. It wasn't like we just went, oh, we got the Premier League title up there as well. It would have been so sweet with the FA Cup. Everybody played their part though. We have won a Champions League title with Manchester United via the class of 25. Lads, if you enjoyed this video, make sure you click here to subscribe and click here to check out another one.